Hello, dear students. Let's see what are the advantages, defects, and limitation of long form of periodic table. First, I'll discuss advantages. This periodic table is based on the electronic configuration of the elements, which makes the study of electronic configuration of elements easier. The alkali metals and coinage metals having marked dissimilarities have been placed at separate places in group 1 and group 2 respectively. The electronic configuration and properties help to know the position of an element in the periodic table. Suppose atomic number is given and it will be asked what will be the period and group of this particular atomic number. I will tell you how you can find out the period and group in which that element belongs. So, how I will tell you by you all should know the electronic configuration. With the help of electronic configuration, very easily you will identify that particular element present in particular group and particular period. So this is one advantage. The elements present in a particular group have the same number and same distribution of electrons in the outermost shell, subshell and orbitals. The reactive elements have been placed in group 1 and 2, that is S block elements. They have the heavy metals have been placed in group 3 to 12, that is D block elements, and all the non metals have been placed in group 13 to 18. The division of elements in S, P, D and F block has made the study more simple and has a logical explanation. So these were the advantages. Now let's see the defects in the periodic table. Actually, the position of hydrogen in the periodic table is still ambiguous. Still it is uncertain. Lanthanides, actinides have not been accommodated in the main body of the periodic table. And number 3, according to electronic configuration, helium should be placed in S block, whereas it has been placed in P block. So still maybe one from you will become scientist and you will just invent and do more modification in the periodic table. Okay, now let's move on to the nomenclature of elements with atomic number greater than 100, means for heavy elements, how we can do the naming of that particular element. Why it is needed? Actually, the elements coming after uranium, which do not exist naturally, are named transuranic or transuranium elements. The elements with atomic number 104 to 118 have been reported recently and are called transactinides or super heavy elements. And these are synthetic, that is man-made elements. The production of synthetic elements requires binuclear reactions between two positive nuclei that must be fused together against the force of electrical repulsion. Nuclear accelerators are used for this purpose. There are currently two major groups working on producing super heavy elements. One in California, USA, and the other at Dubna near Moscow, Russia. By convention, the workers who discover a new element have the right to name it. Okay, it was by convention The workers who discover a new element have the right to name it. However, in recent years, on account of competitive spirit, disputes have arisen over the names of the newly discovered elements. For example, both American and Russian scientists claimed credit for the discovery of the element 104. The Americans named it Rutherfordium, whereas Russian named it Kurchatovium. To avoid such problems, the IUPAC suggested that until the discovery of the new element is proved and its name is officially recognized, a systematic nomenclature based on the atomic number of the element be followed. So, we will see the following few points of the nomenclature of the elements having atomic number greater than 100. First, see this table 3.2. The names are derived by using the numerical roots for 3 digit in the atomic number of the element and adding the ending EM. The roots of the names numbers are 0, nil, abbreviation N, 1, un, U, 2, bi, B, 3 trite T, 4 quad Q, 5 pent P, 6 hex H, 7 sept S, 8 oct O, 9 Ne. Okay, now the second is in certain cases the names are shortened. For example, bium, trium are shortened to bium and trium. Okay, so what next has been done? The symbol of the element is made up from the first letters from the roots which make up the names. The mixture of Latin and Greek roots has been chosen to ensure that the symbols are all different. Now see here. 101, 101. For 1 we write un, for 0 we write nil, and again 101, so again un. Un, nil, un, iam. 102, for 1 we have given the abbreviation U and the name is un. For 0 nil, for 2 bi and IUM. So unnil bium, this will be the name unnil bium and the symbol will be UNB. For 103, 1 is your un, 0 is your nil, 3 is your tri, IUM. Okay, that will be your unt, UNT. And full name will be unnil trium. Unnil trium. For 104, 1 un, 0 nil, 4 quad ium. Unnil quadium, and short form symbol will be UNQ. Okay, like this only we can move on till any other element which will be further invented. So when you will see the name of the elements of 101 to 118, you will find anilium, anibium, aniltrium, and prior it was mendelevium, nobelium, laurentium, rutherfordium, dubnium. Like this, it was the prior IUPAC name. Table you can see, children, Name on the basis of atomic number 101, the way I was making the name, that is the temporary name of the element. An official IUPAC name, that is the permanent name of the elements, are mentioned here. So 101 anilium was the temporary name, and official IUPAC name is mendelevium. 102 niobium, 103 Laurentium, 104 Rutherfordium, 105 Dobnium, 106 Ceoborgium, 107 Bohrium, 108 Hassium, 109 Meternium, 110 Dermastadium. Okay, like this only till 18 we can write. Copernicium, Nihonium, Flerovium, Moscovium, Livermorium, Tennessine, and 118 is Organicin, OG. Okay. What are S, P, D, F block elements, and what are the general characteristics of these elements? So let's begin with the S block elements. Elements in which the last electron comes in the s orbital. The last electron is only determining that particular element will be kept in s block, p block, d block, f block. Okay, so if last element is entering in orbital, means the element belongs to s group. S group means group 1 and group 2. If electron is entering in p orbital, it means it is a p block element, means from group 13 to 18 that element will remain. Like this only D and F. So it can accommodate in S block, you can see that it can accommodate maximum 2 electrons. Therefore, S block elements have two groups, 1 and 2. The elements of group 1 are called alkali metals, and those of group 2 are called alkaline earth metals. Helium belongs to S block. Configuration for helium, when you will write 1s2, but it has been placed in p block elements in group 18 along with the noble gases. The other exception is hydrogen, which has electronic configuration of 1s1 and can be placed in group 1, but it can be placed along with halogens of group 17 as hydrogen resembles with them. These elements have electronic, all the S block elements will have the electronic configuration NS1 minus 2. 1, 2 means NS1 or NS2. Okay. So, what are the general characteristics of S block elements? They are soft metals with low melting and boiling points and ionization energies. They are highly reactive as they are highly electropositive metals. Alkali metals and alkaline earth metals show +1 and +2 oxidation states respectively. The cations of these elements are colorless and diamagnetic. And the last point is they form ionic compounds and are good reducing agents. Now let's see p block elements. These elements except helium, in which last electron enters into p sublevel of the outermost main energy level, are called p block elements. The general outer shell electronic configuration of p block elements is NS2 NP1 minus 1 to 6. NS2 means S will be filled, and NP, N is your principal quantum number. In P from 1 to 6, P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6. All these will be in your P block. So the elements of S and P block elements are collectively known as representative or normal elements. Okay, next is D block elements. Those elements in which the last electron enters into the D sublevel of the penultimate main energy level are called D block elements. I hope you remember penultimate means whatever principal quantum number we are moving. If we are in 4s2, then your D will be 3d 1 to 10. Okay, penultimate D shell will be penultimate before the main quantum number. So how we can write? It's here you can see n minus 1 D 1 to 10 and ns can be 0, can be 1 or 2. Okay, when we will do the electronic configuration, then it will come, and n will be 1, 2, 3 we will not get, we will only get 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and the value of principal quantum number will be 4, 5, 6 or 7. So what are the general characteristics of D block elements? They are hard, high melting point metals except mercury. They are malleable and ductile. They form ionic as well as covalent compounds. They show variable oxidation states. They are good conductors of heat and electricity. They generally form colored compounds. This is the most important property of the transition elements, and have tendency to form complexes. Most of the coordinate complexes of inorganic compounds, when you will see the complex compounds, coordinate compounds, all you will find mostly of the transition elements. They are used as good catalyst. Their ionization energies lie in between the S block and P block elements. Let's see now F block elements. The elements in which the last electrons come in the F subshell or of anti-penultimate shell are called F block elements. Means n minus 1 was there, means n means just the back of the principal quantum number. 2 n minus 2 means if we have moved to 6 n 1, then our F will be n minus 1. 6 minus 1. Okay, so general formula for here for F is not given here. I will write it. N minus 2 F. As you know that in F block 14 elements can remain. So 0 to 14. Then what will be the condition of D? D will be penultimate shell 0 or 1. 0 or 1. And NS2. This N will determine your period number. Okay, this will be NS2. Okay, so for if your any of your element is of F block elements, it will when you will write the electronic configuration, you will find N minus 2 F 0 to 14, N minus 1 D 0 to or 1 and NS2. And they have divided into two groups, that is F block elements called lanthanides or lanthanones, and F block elements are called actinides or actinoids. Actinides or actinoids. They are collectively known as inner transition elements. And what are the general characteristics of them? All the F block elements are metals. They have high boiling and melting points. They show variable oxidation states. They all form colored compounds. All the elements of actinide series are radioactive and they form complex ions and coordination compounds. Now suppose if you have to predict the number of period, group and block of an element from its electronic configuration, how we will do it? First thing you have to do is write the electronic configuration of an element. First listen it, then we will do it by practice by taking any of the atomic number. By choosing the atomic number, we will try to predict its group, period and block. Okay, so first thing we have to do is we have to write the electronic configuration. Period of the element is equal to the principal quantum number of the outermost shell. Block of the element corresponds to the subshell in which the last electron enters. For S block elements, group number is equal to the number of valence electrons, Ns. For P block elements, group number is equal to 10 plus number of valence electrons, that is Ns and Np. For D block elements, group number is equal to the number of electrons in n-1d orbital and ns orbitals. For example, let's find the number of period, group and block of the element having atomic number equal to 24. Okay, 24 is the atomic number. What I have said, should be the first step? First you have to write the electronic configuration. So I have asked you to learn it. I hope you may have learned it. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 3d, 6, but I will write 5 to make it more stable, and 4s1. Okay, so what will be the period? Period will be this, 4. Fourth period, the element belongs to fourth period and the element belongs to D block with group number equal to 6. Okay, like this you can practice for more elements. Is it clear? 24. If you, I hope till 10th you have learned the elements till 30. So if you will count on and move and reach to 24, what you will get? You will get chromium. 24th element is chromium and its electronic, it belongs to 4th period and 5 plus 1. Both is incomplete. We will add both, 6. Okay, so group number will be equal to 6 and the element is in the D block. Okay, this was all about the properties. In my next lecture, I will start the periodic properties of elements. Go through it once, read in your book. If you have any doubt, you can message me in Campus Care message box. Okay, children? In next turn, I will start the periodic properties of elements. Thank you so much, children.